What is good, everybody? It's your boy, the one and only King Tyson, y'all. We back here for another episode 73, y'all. We back here for episode 73, y'all. And guess what? Smackdown was in my city, Norfolk, Virginia, y'all. Smackdown was in Norfolk, Virginia. It was in the VA 757, y'all. Representing the 757. Represent. Put in the comments where you from and if you were at Smackdown, if you was at Smackdown this past Friday, y'all. You got Smackdown this past Friday. Put in the comments right here on the Raw Smack Talk, y'all. That shit was crazy. Great. The surprising thing, I wasn't even there. I wasn't even there, y'all. I wasn't there, and I live right in the city I stay up the street from where Smackdown was being broadcast. I was like, holy shit, I missed it. But I had a whole lot of shit going on. But anyway, I will be at y'all. I will be going to WrestleMania 42, y'all, in Vegas, y'all. Got to get to WrestleMania 42 in Vegas. So look, speaking of WrestleMania, WrestleMania 43, y'all, will be in Saudi Arabia. So how y'all feeling about that, y'all? WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia. I don't even think the WWE superstars is too happy about that shit. They were showing pictures online, and some of the superstars was looking pissed off. And I also was hearing, this is allegedly, y'all. This is allegedly. I was hearing that Saudi Arabians don't like the black WWE superstars. As far as the women don't like the black WWE women. So put in the comments if that's true or not. I don't know. I had to do more research on that because in the last couple of years I've been looking at like Crown Jewel and shit like that. They was booing, they were booing most of the black females. So I don't know. I mean, they only got a couple, and that's like Jade and Bianca. But it's more than that. But it was mainly booing them two. I was like, what the fuck? So that was some weird shit. Before we get into Smackdown, I gotta start the show off with how was your week? How was the week? Hopefully it was stress-free, successful, productive, and hopefully everything went your way. Hopefully everything went your way. And we're here on to the weekend to talk about the one and only Friday Night Smackdown on the Raw Smack Talk with your boy, King Tyson. Be right here together, y'all. We right here together, moving on up. So let's do it, y'all. We are still on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Let's get it together, y'all. Let's get it by the end of 2025. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Let's get it, y'all. I'm amped up. Hopefully you amped up. Let's do it together. And also we can't forget that season 2 is right around the corner. Let's get amped up for that season 2 of the Raw Smack Talk. It's here, it's coming, it's finally coming. We did it, y'all. We did it. We're moving on to a new season, a new beginning, all right, of the Raw Smack Talk. So I appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate everybody in the RST Nation. Hopefully get more subscribers to join the nation, all right? Let's do what we're here for. Let's talk about the one and only Friday Night Smackdown, y'all. This is episode 73 of the Raw Smack Talk. Let's get it. So let's talk about it. Let's get into Friday Night Smackdown. So look, we had new commentators. We had Booker T and Vic Joseph commentating on Friday Night Smackdown. I wonder why that was the case. I wonder why they had Booker T on Friday Night Smackdown. Booker T is, he's NXT commentator. I said, what the hell is Booker T doing on Friday Night Smackdown? So put in the comments, y'all, why is Booker T and Vic Joseph on Friday Night Smackdown? We're going to learn more about that, all right? We're going to learn more about that. So let's keep it pushing to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar starts the show because of what he did, what he's been doing, actually, to John Cena over the last couple of weeks. So as we know that, y'all, at WrestlePalooza, it will be John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. It will be John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. So Brock Lesnar starts the show, y'all. And right before he started to talk, the one and only R-Truth comes out. R-Truth comes out and he tells Brock Lesnar that he's tired of him disrespecting John Cena, his childhood hero. He's tired of that shit. He's tired of the disrespect. So Brock Lesnar didn't even know who R-Truth was. Brock Lesnar's like, who the fuck are you? And so R-Truth tells Brock Lesnar that he is done with the disrespect. R-Truth tells Brock Lesnar that he's done with the fucking disrespect. So Brock Lesnar questioned R-Truth, asking R-Truth, why is he in the fucking ring in the first place? He said, why are you in my fucking ring? So R-Truth simply said he's trying to defend his older brother, y'all. His older brother, John Cena. R2 was trying to defend his older brother John Cena. So R2 had the nerve to tell Brock Lesnar that his name is Ron Cena, y'all. R2 tells Brock Lesnar that his name is Ron Cena. R2 goes on to say that John Cena is a different John Cena now. So R2 says that John Cena won't be running from the beast. He will now be feeding on the beast, y'all. He said he'll be feeding on the beast. And the crowd went crazy. I was like, oh shit. So Brock Lesnar told R2 that he was like, so you're his brother, right? He was like, yeah. He said, you're Ron Cena? He was like, yeah. He also said, he was like, Brock Lesnar told R2, he was like, you also got a missing tooth. And when Brock Lesnar said that to R2, he F5'd the shit out of R2, y'all. Brock Lesnar F5'd the shit out of R2. Brock Lesnar ripped his pants when he gave R2 the F5 at the same time. I was like, what the fuck? So Brock Lesnar started to show his ass to the goddamn WWE universe, literally. So what the fuck is going on, y'all? So what y'all think about that R2 and Brock Lesnar segment? Put in the comments. Put in the comments how y'all feeling about that shit. So we gonna have to see what's gonna happen next week at WrestlePalooza when Brock Lesnar goes against the one and only the GOAT, John Cena. Alright, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Alright, backstage with Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn has a new opponent for his US Open. He has a US Open for his United States Championship, and his opponent was the one and only Rey Fenix, y'all. Rey Fenix said he wants to be the next opponent. So we're gonna talk about that match in a few. So, how y'all feeling? First of all, how y'all feel? I know I'm moving a little fast. It's the Raw Smack Talk, y'all. We keeping it pushing. Alright. So look, Solo had something to say to Sami Zayn, y'all. Solo had something to say to Sami Zayn. Solo said to Sami that he had to sacrifice everything, y'all, including his family, to get to that United States Championship. Y'all believe that? Yeah, I believe Solo, he did sacrifice everything. Solo is a piece of shit. Solo is a fucking snake in the grass, if you ask me. God damn it. But anyway, Solo tells Sami that he would get his championship back sooner than later. He said he would get his championship back sooner than later, y'all. So do y'all believe that? Y'all believe Solo will get his championship back? So will it be at WrestlePalooza? Will it be at WrestlePalooza? But we're going to have to find out more about that. We're going to talk about more about Sami and his championship later on in the show. Let's get to Sami versus Rey Fenix for the United States Championship. So how y'all was feeling about that match anyway? Although that Sami Zayn won the match. Rey Fenix gave Sami Zayn a run for his fucking money, y'all. He gave Sami Zayn a run for his fucking money. So Sami and Rey was flipping all over the goddamn ring. They kept reversing each other's moves and shit. So Rey Fenix gave Sami, like I said, he gave Sami the run for his money. Sami ended up retaining his championship. You know, gave Rey Fenix the Hallelujah kick. He gave Rey Fenix the Hallelujah kick, his finisher move. And after that, it was over. The ref counts to 3, and Sami Zayn retains the title. Sami Zayn is still the champion. I heard a couple of boos in the crowd, so is some people not feeling Sami Zayn? What's going on? Why I'm hearing boos in the crowd? Put it in the comments. If you feeling Sami Zayn, yes or no? Put it in the comments, alright? So as we know that the Street Profits' future as a tag team isn't looking too good right now. It's not looking too good right now. So the Wyatt family made that clear that the Street Profits can't beat them. They can't beat the Wyatt 6. The Wyatt 6 is running all over the fucking Street Profits. And the Street Profits are not looking good right now. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins looking like they want to beat each other ass. So we're going to see what happens with the Street Profits, you know. We want to see where it goes from here. The Wyatts are hoping that the Street Profits crash out on each other, y'all. So will that happen? Let's stay tuned. Let's keep watching to see what the Street Profits, what happens to the Street Profits. What happens? Will the Wyatt 6 still be getting in their heads by tearing them apart internally? You just gonna have to see. Alright, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. With B-Fab, we're gonna keep moving with B-Fab versus Jillia. B-Fab versus Jillia. That wasn't even a match, y'all. That wasn't the match because before the bell rang, Jillia and Jada Parker jumped B-Fab. They jumped her ass. But Michin did end up coming out. Michin came out and she saved B-Fab. She came out with a goddamn bamboo stick in her hand. She tried to swing that shit at Jillia, but you know they exited the ring immediately. They left the ring immediately, y'all. They left the ring immediately. So we're going to see, y'all. It might be a tag team match coming up. I believe that's what's going to happen. I believe that's exactly what's going to happen. Let's get into the Women's WWE Championship, y'all. Let's get into the Women's WWE Championship, and that was Jade versus Tiffany Stratton, y'all, for the WWE Women's Championship. And the winner of the match was nobody. Nobody won that fucking match. It ended in them goddamn draw. I was like, what the fuck? So Jade, look, y'all, Jade be having her ass out on that match too. Jade's cootie cake almost was showing. Put it like that. Jade's bottom was almost showing. I'm trying to keep it PG without getting canceled around this, but Jade asked me out when she be getting pinned and shit. I was like, whoa, oh shit, what the fuck? Jade shit is out there. But anyway, outside of that, we ain't gonna talk too much about that. So Tiffany had a botched moment, y'all. Tiffany had a botched moment, if you ask me, because when she did the Swanton Bomb on Jade, it looked like she missed Jade, by a long shot, but it made it look good. They made that shit look real good. I'm like, did she miss her ass? Anyway, I digress. We gonna keep it moving. We gonna keep it moving. So Jade and Tiffany went back and forth in the ring. Tiffany was about, at one point, Tiffany was about to do her finisher on Jade, but Jade moved out the ring, and then she ended up kicking the shit out of Tiffany Stratton in her goddamn face. She kicked the shit out of her, then they started to fight ringside, and then they went outside the ring to fight again. So they forgot that the ref was counting, I guess. They forgot the ref was counting. So Jade ended up tackling Tiffany Stratton through the goddamn barricade. And then when that happened, the ref called the match, y'all. When that happened, the ref called the match, and it ended in the count out. So the match, like I said, it was a draw. It was over, so nobody won that match. And then all of a sudden, y'all, out of nowhere, the one and only Nia Jax, she comes out and she destroys Tiffany and Jade. She did her finisher on Tiffany Stratton. She smashed Tiffany Stratton in the fucking ring. So do y'all believe that Nia Jax will become the new women's champion? Put it in the comments. Who y'all believe? I believe there's a new match coming up. It's gonna be at WrestlePalooza. It's gonna be Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Carlin in a triple threat match. I can see that happening. We're gonna have to see. Let's keep it moving, y'all. Let's keep it moving. The Miz is still delusional about him and Carmelo becoming a tag team again. And clearly we see that Carmelo Hayes wants to become the United States champion. So backstage, Sami Zayn seen Carmelo Hayes. And Carmelo Hayes says that he got next, y'all. Carmelo Hayes said he got next. He's next in line for the United States champion. So so Sami Zayn agreed to the match. He's like, all right. He said, okay. He said, don't miss. Like, don't miss. So soon as Carmelo turned around, it was the Miz. The Miz is right there. And he said the Miz said he can't have two titles at once. He said he can't have two titles at once. And Carmelo Hayes was like, you did. So do y'all think the Miz is hating on Carmelo Hayes? Put in the comments. Do y'all believe that the Miz is hating on Carmelo Hayes? So we'll see how this plays out. We'll see how this plays out. So put y'all thoughts and comments about this Carmelo Hayes and the Miz situation right here in the comments on the Raw SmackDown. Put in the comments on the Raw SmackDown, y'all. Let's keep it moving, y'all. We are already at the main event, y'all. We are already at the main event. So make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe button, y'all. We are almost through with season 1. Season 2 is right around the corner, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know real soon when season 2 is about to jump off. Alright, let's get into the one and only. Let's get into the main event. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton, y'all. So Drew McIntyre was working on Randy's leg most of the match, y'all. Drew McIntyre was working on Randy Orton's leg most of the match, trying to take Randy Orton out of commission. So Drew even gave Randy a backdrop. He gave one of Randy's moves. He gave Randy a backdrop on to the announce table. So later in the match, Randy finally gave Drew McIntyre 2 backdrops on to the announce table because the crowd was cheering one more time. So they cheered one more time. He backdropped his ass again. So when they got back in the ring, Drew Claymore's Randy Orton, but Randy Orton ended up rolling out the ring, saving himself, y'all. He saved himself from a pin. So when he got back in the ring, so when Drew McIntyre threw Randy Orton back in the ring, Randy Orton gave Drew McIntyre the RKO. And look, Drew McIntyre did the exact same thing Randy Orton did. Drew McIntyre rolls out the ring his goddamn self. So when Randy Orton was lining Drew up for the punt kick, y'all, look, remember when Randy Orton was lining Drew McIntyre up for the punt kick? The referee interfered. The referee got in the way, and Randy Orton was pissed. He was like, "What the fuck is you doing?" It's like, "Get the fuck out the way before I RKO your ass." He said that, but he was like, Randy Orton, I thought Randy Orton was going to RKO the referee. So Drew McIntyre ended up Claymore Randy Orton due to the ref's distraction, and the ref counts to 3, and that was the match, y'all. That was the match. Drew McIntyre defeats Randy Orton because of the referee. So after the match, Drew McIntyre threw Randy Orton outside the ring, lining him up for another Claymore. He's going to Claymore him right through a nice announce table, just like he did Cody Rhodes. And speaking of Cody Rhodes came out to save Randy Orton. He came out to save Randy Orton for that goddamn Claymore through the announce table. So Cody Rhodes came out and beat the shit out of Drew McIntyre, taking him out. So he ended up grabbing the mic and he tells Drew McIntyre that he will see Drew McIntyre at WrestlePalooza, y'all. So we got another match. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the undisputed championship. So put in the comments who y'all got winning that match. Will it be Drew McIntyre or will it be Cody Rhodes retaining his championship? Hopefully it's Cody Rhodes, but it'll be kind of cool. It'll be kind of cool when we see Drew McIntyre as the new undisputed champion. All right. So look, that was it, y'all. That was it. Episode 73 is down, y'all. Episode 73 is down. We about to move on to episode 74 soon, and we also about to move on to season 2. About to move on to season 2 of the Raw and SmackDown. Y'all, I'm excited for that shit. I'm real excited for that. Alright, so like I said on every week and every episode, y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you right here with the one and only King Tyson, y'all. And I will see y'all next week on the next episode. And I'm out.